I got two hands, too many games. This is a quick live vlog from Las Vegas where I am tired as all hell. This trip took a lot longer than it was supposed to. I was supposed to arrive in Las Vegas 5.5 hours ago. So, there's a tale to this whole thing. Because, yeah. So let's get the tale out of the way and explain why I am doing a late night vlog in Las Vegas at 10 after 11. So I was supposed to arrive in Las Vegas at 5 p.m. or just shortly after 5. That did not happen at all. I ended up missing my flight. I ended up not crossing the border and being at the airport at my scheduled time. Not of any fault of my own. That is purely on the bus driver. Oh, Christ. He decided to take his time and not, do what I thought was, the best. He was as slow as a sloth, I kid you not. If he could have gone any slower, he would have just been a snail or a slug. Um, so by the time we had left where I was picked up, along with several other people, the driver, clearly either didn't know the city of Vancouver or where he was supposed to be going, and he ended up taking us through some very, very hardcore traffic and construction. And when he was loading people on, he was really, really slow. Like we're talking about like old man slow. It was kind of disappointing in a lot of ways. Because he knew that he had a timetable, and if I had known that this was going to happen, and theoretically, and knowing me, everything is going to go from how things were going to work. Well, it ended up not being a great travel experience. I mean, last year's trip to Las Vegas, and I don't think I mentioned this to anyone on any level, especially on the channel. Traveling last year to Vegas was a hassle in itself. It ended up turning into a nightmare because just dealing with some banking problems led to some things happening here in Las Vegas. So while monetarily things are fine, roughly, what is not fine this year was the initial travel to get here. That was an entire fucking nightmare in itself. I don't think I've had traveling experiences this bad. Normally I'm on time, where I need to be, about almost always an hour early. This goes into my line of work, my previous occupation in the military, and yeah, it just made me really upset because by the time we had left the border and we had made it to the airport, my flight had left. Like they fucked off. So that's a big problem in itself. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I ended up having to call the airlines while I was in transit on the bus to the airport and I was told that there would be no way for me to get to Las Vegas tonight, which turned out to be a lie because someone had told me that there was a later flight, which is fine, which is cool. Um, there's another story into that. So we got to the airport and we signed in, talked to the thing, and it wasn't just me. There was another couple other people on that bus alone that needed to be on a flight to Las Vegas today. And one of them is actually a competition gamer who just recently subscribed to my channel. So thank you, dude, for that. So we ended up, chatting up, talking, trading each other's names, and for the life of me, I am sorry, dude, I completely forgot your name. But we'll trade the information over Facebook, and then we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about stuff later. On the flip side, we ended up being stuck in that airport until about 6. Well, the flight was supposed to leave at 6:41, and this is where the story kind of continues to, progressively get worse. That flight was delayed. It was delayed by, almost 40 minutes. It said 39 minutes, so 40 minutes that flight was delayed. So basically almost an hour more than we had to wait. Because the idea was for us to catch the 6:41 flight from Bellingham to Las Vegas, and that would have dropped us here in Las Vegas at just after 9, which was cool because then I could have, registered at my hotel, done the stuff. But it turned out that because of that delay, I ended up having to call the hotel and say, "Hey, I am running late. I'm sorry." There's nothing I can do about it. Like, there's literally nothing you can do about it. And in hindsight, yeah, there is nothing. Shit goes wrong. Shit will always go wrong. So there was that. Then, flying to Vegas, we hit some turbulence. We had a nice smooth takeoff. I mean, leaving Bellingham, that area, it was cold. It was cold. Rain was coming. You could smell it. By the time I landed in Vegas, there was fucking thunderstorms and shit here. My God, the hell, it was insane. I mean, it's still going. I mean, got a really nice light show that's still going on right now. Can't hear the thunder, but that's okay. It's kind of regardless of the that's besides the point. Sorry. So I made it in. Tomorrow morning I have to pick up my bracelet for Combat Con because I don't have that. I am probably going to sleep, and I may end up actually missing out on my first class tomorrow. We'll see how I feel, because I am exceptionally tired. Much more than I wanted to be. So I have a nice dinner of champions. Dibs, which I haven't seen in Canada forever. Should probably finish these last two before they melt. Whiskey before I go to bed. And my phone is propped up against a bottle of iced tea, so that is what I'm gonna do and have before I go to bed. But I thought I'd give you guys a check-in. Tomorrow I'm gonna do, again, depending on how I'm feeling at what time I wake up, I'm probably gonna do a little bit of exploring before I actually do any of my stuff. So I have to make sure that I take photos and I take videos of that, so that way I have something to show you guys over the course of my convention thing. Otherwise, I may end up completely forgetting to do so, and if I luck out in taking photos, then photos is what's gonna pop up on Instagram or wherever I'm gonna put stuff. Anyways, thank you guys for indulging me in my little rant session, as it were. I'm gonna go to bed now because I need to sleep, and I need to be up kind of early. Hoping, anyways, this liquor is gonna take care of itself, and it's gonna put me to sleep. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. And like I said, I'll when I take a tour of the vendors and stuff, then I'll do short little blurbs or videos, and tomorrow I have to double check with the concierge and ensure. Anyways, good night.